Alrighty, so the Bush League will race tonight at Michigan, in line with where the Cup guys are this week. We got the Conoco 176, 88 laps here at Michigan. Current points leader is Adam Gerber-Forian over 30-point lead over Ewan Whatarmy.
Favor, just touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
Unlike anything I've ever done, I'm going to have at least 2 races live streaming the same day, maybe 3. It's only 7:40 for me right now, so at the end of this race, I should be looking at about 8:50, and I'll be good. I should be good to run the Coca-Cola Super Speedway for the trucks too. I'll get all the points tallied up at the end of the races tonight, but so our Busch Lights, we got Clarence Bonner on the pole, Ethan Creech, Bella Fawn, Logan Nagy, and Tyler Fink. Chris Hergeson, Lynn Farrell, Justin Day2, Craig Bush, and Tyler Aspinall. Ryan Blaney, Connor Cooper, Driver X, Jules T-Roll, and Dave Wilson. Our points leader, Adam Gerber-Forian, is starting 20th. And Ewan Whatarmy is starting pretty deep, it looks like, all the way back in 29th. Tristan Reams doing double duty. He just finished the truck race and managed to teleport all the way over here to Michigan so that he can run the Bush League race.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
88 laps here at Michigan should clip by pretty quickly. I'm assuming that pit strategy is going to be similar to that as what we ran with Euro Speedway Lausitz. There's a little bit of rumor mill starting on Tyler Aspinall. He's looking towards making a debut towards the Cup Series next year. It's currently in the rumor mill. That's about all I'll say on that, but he'll be a likely contender in the Cup Series next year, including our champion to be, which is very much up in the air, even though it's looking like Adam Gerber-Forian's got a stranglehold on the rest of the field right now. Got a bunch of hungry drivers in the series here looking for a win. Clarence Bonner's already won this year. But behind him, Ethan Creech, Logan Nagy, Bella Fawn, Chris Hergeson, and Tyler Fink, even Lynn Farrell and Tyler Aspinall keep going a little bit further back. Most of these drivers have not won a race. Michigan never disappoints. There's always some good pack racing, good passes for position, and overall a lot of speed too. Early running here, it looks like Aspinall is going to try to make up at least 3 or 4 positions to get into the top 5. actually Creech. Looks like Creech and Bonner's the leader right now, with Creech behind Nagy and Day 2. Chris Ferguson's had a couple struggling weeks recently, trying to return to form where he had 3 consecutive top 5s at one point in the season. It's been a while since he's had a top 5. It's quite evident that the speed's there in the car, but putting together the puzzle's not always the easiest thing to do. Jules T-Roll has 2 wins on the season so far, so him being in the top 10's no surprise. Like Day 2, Creech, and Bonner might be 3 wide here for the lead. This might help the drivers behind catch up some momentum. Day 2 thinks better of it, but Creech is still nestled there on the inside lane on him. The field here. J.D. Arrington's a previous winner on the season, as well as Cam Jordan. Looks like they're about 26th, 27th right now. Ewan Whatarmy is currently running behind Adam Gerber-Forian by about 2 positions. Our top 2 title contenders having to find their way through the field as they run right now. You got Ryan Blaney, Skylar Dixon, who had a good win earlier a couple weeks back. Adam Starr's looking for some redemption, having had a couple rough weeks of recent. Looks like he's about to crack into the top 10 here. Oh, we got Logan Nagy blowing up from the front of the field. Let's see, what was that? Seem to see more mechanical failures in the Busch League here. Engine damage 0.571, so we had an engine. The trucks, we don't see quite as many mechanical failures. It seems like getting to the Busch League, you're pushing these cars to the barren edge with what you got. Sucks for Logan Nagy as he was running second, fighting for contention here at the beginning of the race. Luckily, he didn't take out Justin Day 2 there when he tried to cut under. But that'll end the day for Logan Nagy. which is a crying shame, a gearbox failure for him. So your top three now is Bonner, Creech, and Day 2, followed by Hergeson and Fink. Jules T-Roll, and then you got Adam Starr up to 7th already, with Craig Bush and Tyler Aspinall. Quite a bit of speculation on the series, who's going to get moved into the Cup for next year. As I see it right now, we've got about 10 positions open. There's no guarantee on exactly who's moving in, but the first silly season rumor definitely ties to Tyler Aspinall starting a team in the Cup Series. And I'm willing to open up registration in 2023 to allow more drivers to start teams in the lower classes as well. It's hard to count Adam Gerber-Forian out from moving into the Cup, as he's had such a stellar performance so far. We're looking at about 5 drivers from the trucks and 5 drivers from the Bush League. Ewan Whatarmy is definitely on that list, and I'd go out on a limb and say Cam Jordan might be on that list as well. Nothing is decided, everything's tentative at the moment, but those are just kind of some names that are popping around in the rumor mill for potential transition to the Cup Series. Already 16 laps, 17 laps into this one, and Ethan Creech, and actually I keep wanting to say Ethan Creech, it's Clarence Bonner who's led majority of the opening here. Our first casualty came around lap 12 when Logan Nagy blew a gearbox, had a gearbox failure, running in 2nd place. Things have kind of leveled out at the front here. Very minimal passing going on. It looks like Adam Starr might be trying. Oh, Adam Starr might be losing a position there. No, Jules T-Roll's been in the top 5, so Adam Starr looking to make up a spot. Ethan Creech now making a move on the inside for the lead here. Not quite enough momentum to get the pass made. It looks like it's going to cost him a little bit to Day 2. Tyler Finks on the inside of Hergeson there for 4th. Somehow Hergeson was able to make that into a position gain on day 2 for 3rd almost. Looks like he's getting some drafting help from Jules T-Roll in the 22. So T-Roll has definitely got the draft established there as he pushes Chris Hergeson up to 3rd. Tyler Finks following on the outside there as day 2 is going to drop all the way back to 6th now. Adam Starr making a maneuver onto the inside, possibly with a helping draft there from Craig Bush. And your lead still remains as Clarence Bonner at the moment. And yet again, Chris Hergeson makes up another spot up to 2nd. Using that outside lane to a stellar advantage. Now he's only got one more position to make, and that'll be the lead for him. So Chris Hergeson's highest moving driver in the race so far as I can see. Chris Hergeson's going to try to be putting a bid in the hat for some real estate in the Cup Series. Previously in the year, like I mentioned, he had about 4, I think it was at least 4 top 5s in a row, which since then it's been dismal for him. I don't believe he's had a top 5 in a long while, but within the first 5 races, I think he had 4 top 5s tied up. We're on race 9 right now, and his last 4 races have been far from that, so one way to up that is to win a race, and definitely in strong contention of doing that tonight. Adam Starr now cracked into the top 5 as he got by Jules T-Roll. Creech is thinking about moving back into 2nd here as he makes the pass for a moment, but Ethan Creech muscles around on the outside yet again. If we're going to have a change for the lead, I do believe the pass is probably going to come on the outside for Hergeson. That car seems very happy in that groove. Riley Sorrell Tracy currently running in 34th, Brian Clark 33rd, Tyler Landa in 32nd, Micah Mixer in 31st, Dusty Redding in 30th. You got Cam Jordan in 29th, Tyler Disharoon in 28th, Tristan Reams in 27th, JD Arrington, Driver X, Ryan Blaney, Noah Hobson, Dave Wilson, Ewan Whatarmy, along with Adam Gerber-Forian. Seems these two are going to be duking it out for position in the back here. Looks like Ewan Whatarmy wants to take that position and start gaining points instead of losing points to the leader. And he'll do it to success as Dave Wilson also gets around him. Not quite for Dave Wilson. It looks like Adam's going to get around him and settle in right behind Ewan Whatarmy. "31 laps in the race, and we have not seen a single caution. Our lead has been Clarence Bonner for just about the majority of the race so far. He's got some contenders there running behind him with Ethan Creech, Chris Hergeson, and Adam Starr. And it looks like just now Craig Bush into the top 5 as well. Tyler Aspinall is holding solid into the top 10. Clarence Bonner wants to prove that his win was no fluke earlier at the 8 Bowl Super Speedway. A lot of people usually ridicule super speedway racing and saying that you got lucky or you're at the right place at the right time. Shut up the silence, all the doubters. You're gonna at least win another race and prove that it was no fluke. Michigan's kind of in that sweet spot of whether it's a speedway or a super speedway. You don't really get the drafting, the big pack racing like Daytona or Talladega, but you do see speeds quite equivalent to the super speedway package. So Ewan Whatarmy is currently up to 17th, managing to gain points on Adam Gerber-Forian, who's running 20th at the moment. Chris Ferguson and Adam Starr finally having a good showing for a change. Gonna try to erase last couple weeks of disappointment in hopefully one race here. The one cure-all for everything is a win. These two are definitely in contention for it. Pit stops, we'll see how pit stops shake things up. We'll see whether or not Clarence Bonner can maintain this lead or if he's going to have a rough pit stop. Our winningest driver on the season is definitely Jules T-Roll, who's had 2 wins on the season. Justin Day 2, he wound up winning the shake-up race, so it was a non-points paying race. But because of that race, it gave him a good car for the season. Looks like Lynn Farrow's dropped quite a ways back. Justin Patrick here is hoping for a good outing tonight. Currently running in about 11th or 12th place. Still very much obtainable to get further up in the field here. Ewan Whatarmy still running about 17th, and his title contender has fallen back a little bit to 22nd, so it's a good opportunity for him to make up max points tonight on the points leader. Making another move for position there. This might get him even closer to the top 15. In the meantime, it looks like Adams managed to make up some positions and might be closing in on the top 20 here. And just like that, Adam is now into the top 20, running 19th. Ewan gets up one more spot to 16th. Leader is still Clarence Bonner at the moment over Ethan Creech, Chris Ferguson, Craig Bush, and Adam Starr. Followed by Jules T-Roll, Tyler Fink, Justin Day 2, Tyler Aspinall, and Nelson Morrison. Gone 42 laps so far. Majority of the laps all led by Clarence Bonner. And just a lap shy now of halfway. No cautions. Been caution free for the entirety so far. Some of our movers have definitely been Chris Ferguson and Adam Starr, as they've both worked their way into the top 5. One of our unfortunate bigger droppers has been Bella Fawn, it looks like, who started outside front row. She's dropped back to 20th at the moment. Likely to have green flag pit stops here soon, unless a caution comes out. And green flag pit stops might change up the whole spectrum of this race. whichever driver, well, if there's a group that comes in early, they might be the beneficiary of track position and strategy. We'll have to see which group of drivers comes in first. Now our biggest movers are sitting 2 and 3 as Adam Starr's worked his way up to 3rd now. Attempting to make a pass on Hergeson for 2nd. As he holds off there for the moment. Ethan Creech is having a good showing tonight, having not had many top 5 runs. If he can maintain this, it'd be a good finish for sure. Jules T-Rolls trying to prove that he should be a contender for the championship battle, as he's gonna manage to gain decent points on Whatarmy and Gerber Forian, who are running 18th, 19th at the moment. Tyler Aspinall seems to maintain a good top 15 run each week. He's kind of got the car that's got the speed and maybe, potential to fight for wins, but just comes up shy when it counts the most. Kind of a surprise here for Clarence Bonner, who struggled to show much speed all year. He did get that one win at the Super Speedway. And so maybe we're going to see a different side of Clarence Bonner here in the second half of the season. In the meantime, Chris Hergeson gets a run on the inside, and I believe he's going to take the lead here from Clarence Bonner. So Bonner starts the race out by leading the first 48 laps and loses that lead on lap 49 to Chris Hergeson. A little bit of help from Adam Starr drafting behind him. I think he's going to slide job right in front, and Bonner's going to settle into 2nd. But slide job usually leads to a passover maneuver. But Hergeson maintains the momentum in front of him. So P1 is currently Chris Hergeson. Just shy of green flag pit stops here. We're going to likely see all these drivers come in soon. Probably for 4 tires on most of them. Definitely gas on all of them. Oh, and Bonner gets the lead back, but I believe Hergeson's slowing down to make a pit stop here. Hergeson, Day 2, and Farrell all come in first on lap 51. Making they're making the early pit stop on the rest of the field. This can either pay off or be a huge detriment. Meanwhile, Adam Starr gets the lead from Clarence Bonner. So since then, the lead is shuffled about 3 times at the front. Majority of the leaders now coming in on the second go-around as Tyler Fink stays out. Skylar Dixon, Aspinall, Whatarmy, 4 wide right there at the front stretch. This might be bad. They all hold tight and avoid making any wreck there. Surely everyone's going to have to come in this time by. Tyler Fink inherits the lead for one lap, and he's going to have to relinquish it here as he's pitting along with Whatarmy, Aspinall, and a few others. Skylar Dixon's going to play the gamble here and stretch it a little longer, as well as Belafon and Dave Wilson. They look to be the last 3 drivers out on field stretching it, as well as Brian Clark, who's a little bit further back there. Once these 4 pit, we'll likely see where it cycles around. We'll see if Clarence Bonner is able to hold the lead, or maybe, just maybe, Chris Hergeson made the right move coming in 1 lap earlier than everyone. And right there we've got our answer. Chris Hergeson to the lead. Played pit strategy to perfection there. Coming in earlier than everyone else. He's going to be your new leader once everything shuffles out here. Clear track in front of him. It doesn't look like there's anyone else that was able to maintain or inherit much position on track. Bonner falls all the way back to 5th and sizably outside of the lead pack, actually. Looks like somehow Lynn Farrell's actually 3rd. And potentially going for the lead there on day 2. This is huge, huge development, because whatever he did, he managed to make up a lot of ground on that green flag pit stop. I wonder if he took 2 tires. Let's see if he took just 2. Okay, further back. He's not at the front of the pits. He's at the back of the pits. No, he took 4 tires, but his advantage was coming in on that lead group. Because he was in on that lead pack of drivers that came in on the first round of pit stops, had a quicker pit stop than our proverbial leader, Chris Hergeson there. So your top 3 drivers are day 2, Farrell, and Hergeson. Further back, you got Adam Starr and Clarence Bonner. Huge development, definitely. Lynn Farrell, who's had kind of a mediocre start to the season, looking to change his luck around and prove to the rest of the field why he's in the Sylvania Bush League here. The rest of the field behind him will likely have to have a caution to get back into it. Crazy enough, Adam Gerberian, no matter how how the dice roll, he always finds his way into the top 10 or better. Currently running 10th in the race. Didn't look to have a car worth much, and now he's in 10th place at the moment. He's able to net gain 10 spots on track, coming from 20th into the top 10. Second place title contender, Ewan Whatarmy, sitting 14th at the moment. Not terrible, but still losing points to the points leader as they run. At the back of the field, we've got Nadak Hagum, Brian Clark, Dave Wilson, Tyler Disharoon, Connor Cooper, Bella Fawn, who's fallen all the way back to 29th, unfortunately. Dusty Redding, Noah Hobson, Cam Jordan, Ryan Blaney, Roland Heidfeld, Tyler Landa, Micah Mixer, Nelson Morrison, Skylar Dixon, JD Arrington, Tristan Reams. And you got Holmes, Patrick, Aspinall, Creech, Fink, Whatarmy gained 2 more spots. He's up to 12th now. Riley Sorrell Tracy, most improved, who was running 33rd for the majority of this race. He's now sitting P11. Points leader Adam, driver X, Josh Harrison, Craig Bush, Clarence Bonner, Jules T-Roll cracks into the top 5, Adam Starr in 4th, and your top 3 pictured at the moment. Lynn Farrell might contend for a win here. You got Dodge Challenger, Toyota, Supra, and the Ford Mustang running 1, 2, 3. The closest Chevy you have to look as far back as Driver X, and even a little closer there, you got Riley Sorrell Tracy just a few back there. Series has a lot of Dodge power. Just going through the field, we have 7 Dodges in the field. Makes up about 1/5 of the field total. So not as many as I thought we had. Still a lot of Dodge being represented out there. Dodge seems to have a lot of the power, as a lot of our wins have come out of the Dodge camp. Adam was a winner, as well as Clarence Bonner. Quite honestly, Toyota's been the most dominant this year. But Dodge has been more consistent, as you got drivers like Adam and Ewan who hold up the top 2 positions because they've been more consistent in their Dodges. Day 2 is your 3rd place points contender right now. So the top 3 are all Dodge Challengers, stranglehold at the front of the field. This would be Day 2's first points paying win, and would give him an opportunity to get within grasp of Ewan and Adam for the top 2 positions. Looks like Adam has fallen back to 11th, as Ewan Whatarmy currently moved into the top 10, sitting 9th. So those 2 are still fighting diligently for more points on the board. Lynn Farrell, who sits 30th in the points, This top 3 finish is going to go a long way for him to jump up the point standings. Even Chris Hergeson, who had a rough spell recently, sits 6th in the points, so not bad. But this top 3 will likely put him back into the top 5 again. Adam Starr has plummeted all the way back to 17th in points, so top 10 will be another good one for him. Looks like Ewan Whatarmy's continuing to make positions up the track here as him and Adam both made up another spot. Still have 34 drivers on track, 20 laps to go, and the battle for the lead is still pretty well heated. There is a good class of truck drivers that are looking to make an impression here in the Busch Light Series next year. Seems like Lynn gets a run, gets really close to the tail of Justin, and then just loses momentum. This time it looks like Hergeson might capitalize on this momentum loss and try to take second. Lynn manages to maintain position and drive back around on the outside. All of a sudden, Ewan Whatarmy's up to 6th, Jules T-Roll up to 4th. If we were to get a caution, this would be a different race for sure. But that 4th place driver is 4.5 seconds back on the top 3 here. If Adam has any kind of fault or failure in the top 10 and drops, Ewan Whatarmy is going to gain a lot of points on him. Jules T-Roll actually is within 4 seconds now, so if they can manage to cut about half a second a lap, they might be up towards the front here. Looks like the only lap traffic we have to deal with will be the O2 of Nadak Hagam. A race that was dominated by Clarence Bonner for the first half. Clarence Bonner currently running 9th. Justin Day2 stepped up to the plate and is delivering. Adam Starr, who was looking to have a top 5 finish in hand, has fallen back to 7th. So he might have to settle for a top 10 here. Lynn seems to just not have quite enough to make it past day 2 here. Perhaps he finds an opening towards the ending, closing laps here. But day 2 has shown very little weakness here at the front. Now with 13 laps to go, we still have 3 drivers in contention for the win here. Jules T-Roll doesn't seem to be making up much more momentum. Ewan gets into the top 5 for the first time tonight. And at the same time, Adam drops back to 11th. So he's looking to make up 6 spots of points worth. Six spots worth of points on Adam in the points lead. Tyler Aspinall has gradually settled into 16th place there. Skylar Dixon in 17th. Tristan Reams making the most out of what his car could do for the evening, up to 18th. JD Arrington 19th and Micah Mixer 20th. Belafon's making up some positions, working her way back into 25th place at the moment, as she falls back a spot to 26th there. Ryan Blaney gets by to 25th. And Cam Jordan just hasn't found anything for the rest of the closing laps here. Looks like he's going to finish outside the top 30. Which will be a hard hit in the points for him. That'll be unfortunate. Adam Starr works his way back up to 6th there. Clarence Bonner in 8th. Might be a wash. I don't know who's going to lead the most laps. Clarence Bonner led the first. Actually, I take that back. He led the first 48, so there's no way anyone can surpass him for most laps led in the race. Clarence Bonner with the most laps led, and he's still going to get a top 10 out of it. Not the result he was looking for after having such a strong car at the front. Ewan Whatarmy just charges by Jules T-Roll to get into 4th, so he's throwing down the gauntlet on Adam in the points lead. Adam's still settled in there at 11th at the moment. If there were more laps and potentially a caution, Ewan might be looking towards a top 3 finish here, but I don't think that that's in the cards. Adam gets back into the top 10 there with 8 laps to go. Really decent outing for Riley Sorrell Tracy, getting a 15th at the moment. Justin Daytu's only got 7 more circuits around the track before he could potentially be crowned the winner this evening. Each week here I'm going to be making notes for which tracks provide us with the most action. I love Michigan so much, but light on cautions, and honestly for the most part this race has been exciting because of the pit stop strategy that's worked a lot of drivers up to the front that wouldn't have had a good finish otherwise. Lynn Farrell, being the biggest beneficiary of it all, would have never had a top 5 finish had he not worked the pit strategy to his perfection. And that honestly seems like the Bush League's forte in the last, well, the whole season so far, is the one pit stop usually is the decider on how the race finishes. So it really tests each driver in every aspect of whether they got the best car and the best pit crew. And the results at the end of the day definitely shine on that. One conclusion we can draw from this is that Clarence Bonner might need to have a talk with his pit crew about how they lost the lead on this race, because he had the win. He had the lead for half the race and threw it away after pit stops. So someone like Ewan Whatarmy is probably going to be buying their pit crew a steak dinner after this race. And I'll be damned, Lynn Farrell's going to sneak around, try to make some entertainment here in the closing laps. He's just flirting with it. He's letting day 2 know that he's there. And definitely has probably been saving up his tires for an opportunity like this to try and pull off the victory. Still got plenty of laps here. Three laps to go. Same story, different verse, as Farrell loses a little bit of momentum on the lead here. Potentially dropping back for another charge to try and take the lead. Looks like he's going to try to build momentum off turn 4 here. Getting a little bit of that drafting help. He's going to peek inside again. If only Chris Hergeson would go down there with him and give him a little bit more of a push draft on it. Seems like Hergeson doesn't want to cooperate. I don't think Lynn's content with finishing second here. It's win or bust, that's for sure. Especially with the win giving you so much opportunities to get in contention for the championship at the end of the year here. White flag this time by, and Lynn's got one more lap to prove it. He's been saving his stuff, running behind day 2 for the last closing laps here. His opportunity is going to have to come at the end of turn 4. It doesn't look like he's got it on the backstretch here. He's got a momentum on his side right now. It looks like he doesn't have enough momentum, as day 2 is going to cruise to victory at Michigan here. Stellar outing for Lynn Farrell, coming home second. Much improved from the start of the season for him. Chris Hergeson returns to form with a 3rd place. Ewan Whatarmy coming home 4th, stabilizing that points battle with Adam. Jules T-Roll, Adam Starr, Craig Bush, Clarence Bonner. Then you got Adam Gerber-Forian, Justin Patrick to round out your top 10. Driver X, Tyler Fink, Ethan Creech. Riley Sorrell Tracy with a solid 14th. Josh Harrison with a 15th. Tyler Aspinall 16th. And then we had 17th place Skylar Dixon, Nelson Morrison, Tristan Reams, Micah Mixer, JD Arrington, Dusty Redding. Bella Fawn comes up to a 23rd. Ryan Blaney, Connor Cooper, Tyler Disharoon, Roland Heidfeld, Tyler Landa, And the rest of your field there. Heartbreak for Logan Nagy, who was running up front in second place when he blew up. And Justin Day 2 gets his first points paying win of the season here at Michigan. I'm going to probably take the opportunity tomorrow to score up all the points and earnings from the trucks and the bush lights here. And I will go ahead and run the last race for the evening at Coca-Cola Super Speedway. It's still early enough for me that I feel like I can get it all in and still provide with a entertaining finish here. Cap off the triple header on the evening. 9 of 25. 9 of 25. So congratulations, Justin Day 2. Also Lynn Farrell and Chris Hergeson with Ewan Whatarmy and Jules T-Roll as your top 5.
Did you have...
So as with the last stream, I'm going to get stuff situated here, and the next one will be up in roughly 5 to 10 minutes. So thanks for tuning in, and on to the next one.